G'day guys, welcome back to another video. So, this is going to be an episode of MWP, My Weird Puzzles. I used to do this back in the day, but I kind of forgot about it a little bit, and I wanted to bring it back. So, I've got a new puzzle here. This is called the SPAX Cube, and I'm going to be talking about it. And it looks pretty cool. I've wanted one of these for a while. It's got these interesting curved moves, where if you turn it, it turns on a whole piece just like that. And they're the only pieces that turn. So there's one here, so it's on another axis, and there's one here. So there's 6 of them, because this is a 3x3 shape mod. It might seem hard to believe, but this is just a 3x3, and I'm going to show you how. But first of all, I've got to explain something. So we got just our regular 3x3. We have centers, edges, and corners. We have other 3x3 shape mods, for instance, this one, which is the Fisher Cube, which has centers, edges, and corners. Now, the corners are a little bit harder to understand because there's different kinds, and there's also different kinds of edges too. So this right here is an edge, because that is a center. Center, 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 center. And then edges around there, and then the corners around the edges. So it's a little bit harder to see, but it still kind of makes the same thing, because it's quite obvious to see that this is just a 3x3, because it's 3 layers and 3. It's got the sort of shape on top. Then stepping it up a bit, we have a windmill cube. I've actually turned this into a cutter cube, but essentially this is just the same sort of thing, except instead of rotated 45 degrees, it's rotated 30 degrees, I believe. So this one may even be easier to see, the 3x3 pattern, and on the side it's 3 layers as well. And this one turns by lining up the pieces like that, and then slicing through there. Now this one is more related to the axis cube than it is to these other ones. So if you don't know what an axis cube is, it's essentially the centers are here. This is a center with the 2 stickers on it. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 edges, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. So the face turns around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that happens on every side. So each center is just a small square. If you hold it like this, it actually looks like a square, but it is a little bit hard to get your head around. But the SPAX Cube, this here is a center. This 1, 2, 3 colored center like this, which means that the edges are this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. And the corners are these 2 little bits in here, up the top, and this corner here with the 3 colors. Because of this, it means that I can do an M slice through here, which looks pretty crazy, because essentially I'm just turning this side and this side at the same time, where the centers are here, 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 and here. Now you might be asking, what is actually the difference between these 2 cubes? The difference is the size of the pieces and how many stickers are on each piece. So this one here, the center is here, which has 3 on each, and then the center here has 2. Pretty self-explanatory, but that's not necessarily crazy just yet. As an example, you can see that there are 3 ways symmetrical through the middle on these axes right here, which means that we can turn 1 face, 2 face, and 3 face, all slicing through this corner, which is essentially like doing this with a 3x3, because there's the corner that moves 3 sides. With this one, it's the same. We turn here, here, and here. Now, as you can see, the corner is obviously a lot smaller. If we look at it like this, it might seem like there's an extra piece, because there is. There's the corner, the edge, the 2 centers, and then the 2 edges here, and then a small corner here, but this one's a big one. But as you can see, this one carries over to the next center. This one doesn't. The center's here. It doesn't. If there was a sticker there, maybe like a white sticker here, it essentially would be the same puzzle, but it's not. So because of that, that's what makes the solving process quite a bit different. It is still just a 3x3, so it's not the hardest thing in the world to solve. However, it does take a little bit of patience and trial and error and that sort of thing. I thought I might as well just do a solve on camera. So I'm going to scramble it up, and it looks quite jumbled as soon as you start doing even a few moves. Now the turning isn't actually the worst. I've definitely had worse turning cubes than this, but it's not the best. So it takes me quite a while to solve, purely because of the turning. The axis cube turns a lot better than this, but it's not a problem because it's a really cool looking puzzle and it is really fun. I enjoy shape modification puzzles, especially with 3x3s, because I don't need to learn anything new apart from maybe a few super cube algorithms just for the centers at the end. Alrighty, that looks pretty scrambled. So I'm going to show you a walkthrough, or just what I would do. So I just pick any center. Let's just go with this one because it already has an edge connected to it, and we want to find the other center that would have it. So it's green, and it would be this one here. So if you turn it like this, I believe this should go in just like that. As you can see, we have a center, an edge, and a center. And we're going to just do C-fault. So we're just going to make a regular cross. Turn this one in. So there's another centerpiece. However, this center is a bit misorientated. So we'll just do this. So now, as you can see, we have the two cross pieces, and now we're going to do the other two. So pretty simple. We'll just add this one here, this yellow one, which will go in like that, and just move it out of the way. We'll make it connect to the correct center. As you can see, it's quite fiddly to turn because all the other sides want to turn at the same time. But there we go. Put that in there like that, and then we just need this piece here, which is an orange and yellow, which is up here. There we go. Bring it around, and we'll insert that just like this. Bam, and there we go. So there's our cross done. It doesn't look like it, but there's a cross there and a cross there. And so the centers you can see sticking out, which normally you can't see if you're just looking at the cross from this point. But anyway, right, so now we're going to do the corners and the edges. So F2L. So I'll put this one in. Like so. There we have. And then we'll just do the F2L of this piece, just like that. So that's an F2L pair there, which looks pretty crazy. But there we have it. And so it kind of looks like we've done a layer, but we haven't really, because we don't have this, and we also haven't, this here is going to be the top layer. So next, I'm going to put the big corner in, which is this one right here. So it's green and yellow, just like so. And then we want a red, whoop, it's over here. So we'll bring that out. And then we'll put this F2L in like that. There's another F2L pair. It looks a lot different to the one we just did, but there we go. And then we do this one and this one. So next one we'll get yellow, possibly, yep. And then we'll just continue the algorithm. Nice, like that. And then we just got our last one, which is over here. So possibly this way. Nope. That's not correct either. So we want to put it in like that. Awesome. And then put our F2L in. Just like so. And so now, as you can see, we've done a layer, I guess, because we only have this layer left. Because as you can see, we've kind of made like a bucket, and from this side it does look done, especially if I just go like this, wherever you can see the corner sticking out. So what we're going to do now is just the last part of the orientation and the permutation of the last layer, which is quite easy. However, it does get a little bit confusing, so I prefer just to do two look OLL and PLL, just in case, and unless it's like a really easy looking algorithm, but I don't think it is in this case. So what I look for is just oriented edges already. So as you can see, these two are oriented correctly. That one's oriented and that one's oriented, but these two aren't. So it means I have this L shape here, which means I do this algorithm. And there we go. So now that's orientated correctly, that one is, and then if we turn these around, that one is and that one is. Perfect. So now we just need to have a look at the corners. So is that one oriented? Right, so that one's oriented correctly, and that one is also, because it's up here, but these two aren't. So these ones are correct. So instead of trying to work out which case it is, I'm just going to do assume, and then hopefully that will give us something. Okay, so now we have one corner that's right and the rest that aren't, which means that we have a soon case. So I'm just going to test one of them, and if it's wrong, we'll just do it again. So I did red to the big one. So that is correct. Okay, that worked, because as you can see, all of the corners, when I put them in their right spot, are orientated. So now we're just up to the permutation. So this is actually good because we have a corner, edge, corner. Oh, actually, all of the edges are already done. This one's done, which means we just have this, this, and this. So this is actually a perm. So we're going this way. So that means we want to do this A perm algorithm, which is quite simple. And that didn't work, so we'll just do the other one. That's the thing. Yeah, I could work out which direction they have to go to, but as you can see, that solved everything except for a center, which means we just have to do our super flip algorithm. So just doing this, up, across, down, across, up, across, down, across, 5 times will get you to orient the center that hasn't been oriented. Because normally on a 3x3, center orientation obviously doesn't matter. But on this one, it definitely does. So as you can see, last turn, and we solved it. So there you go, pretty fun solve. It does get a little bit tedious with the corners and like just guessing essentially what algorithm you actually need to do. You can work it out and look at which ones need to turn and, you know, figure out exactly what OLL or PLL case it is. But I just think it's a lot easier and a bit more enjoyable, honestly, instead of just having to brute force everything. So yeah. Anyway, that's the SPAX Cube. I think it also goes by another name, but you know, you can look it up for yourself. I'll leave a link to where you can buy this in the comments. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool collection piece. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.